Hey everybody, this is Young Living Diamond Sarah Harnish, and I'm the author of Unstuck, How to Talk to Humans and Get Them to Respond to You. You can find that book up on Amazon, you can find it on Audible, Kindle, Google Play, Apple iTunes, and on my website at oilabilityteam.com. And you've made it all the way to day 18 of the action step video. So you guys are like, what? What's an action step video? It's just a tighter boot camp. It's a little tiny boot camp. So if you have a hard time getting your leaders to get all the way through all 20 days, a lot of people like to clock out around day 5, 6, 7. These are very short videos so that they can go in, do them at their leisure. They don't feel like they can't keep up with hour-long videos. However, there's a lot of phenomenal content in those long-form videos. So if there's a topic that really hits you hard, I recommend going and watching a couple of those videos throughout the 20-day boot camp. So for these, we just do 3 things real quick. We got an oil of the night, got a couple takeaways, and then I'll give you some homework. And that's how these little action videos work. And there's only 2 videos left after this. So day 19, day 20, and it's completely finissimo. And all of the boot camp content is up on my website, and it is free for now and forevermore. So you will never have to pay for that content. I do not believe in subscription services. The website is free. Core 4 classes are free. All the training is free. Doesn't cost you anything at all. You can bless me back by going to Amazon and leaving positive reviews. That it encourages other people to go grab the book, and it's a huge blessing to authors. And you can bless me back by running boot camps with your team. So, grab the book, grab the workbook, and you lead a boot camp with your team for the 20 days, whether you're using the action videos or whether you're using the long form videos or a couple of the videos and you're shooting your own. There's really no wrong way to do it. But there's 3 things you got to do to grow your team. And that's train your leaders, which is what we're doing with Unstuck. Make sure you're getting people on Essential Rewards, which is all of our training tonight. And then teaching classes, which I've given you the Core 4 PowerPoints to really blow up your OGV. If you guys have not had a chance to see those PowerPoints, you need to go check them out. They're not just PowerPoints. It's not just like I went into PowerPoint and typed a couple words on each slide and hit go for you. I mean, these have been a lot of research to put them together. A lot of these lectures have hundreds of sources to them, and then I make it easy on the ear, just like I do for radio. We have a professional graphics team. We have a professional photography team. There's a lot of people behind the scenes putting this together. And if Young Living is putting out something really good, like Mike Book's video that I just added into the PowerPoint this morning, then we're going to add it in. If there's good content from rallies that we've done in the past or from launch events, I'm going to add that content in. So you may want to check back from time to time and see if I've updated the PowerPoint, because it's a huge, huge blessing. And this is just the beginning of what's coming from Unstuck. We have PowerPoints coming for your teacher trainings, more textable classes, videos that give the opportunity, all sorts of stuff launching with Unstuck. But the goal is to get you back to doing 3 things. Teach classes. And I hope the Core 4 really energize you guys, because it's just a new way of presenting that you haven't done before. Make sure you're getting your people on ER. And I try to energize you guys that way with the Diamond Rising deck. This is my follow-up system. We trained heavily on it in video 17 and a little bit earlier in the boot camp. And then train your leaders, and that's easy. You just give them the book, you give them the video. Right? They watch the video, they read the book, they do the homework. So easy to duplicate, so easy to download a PowerPoint and just click the slide and read it. Everything is done for you. All the hard work is done. You just got to get out there in front of an audience. So for tonight, we're going to talk about motivation. This is the oil of the night, because I just want you to get off your tush and start connecting with your team. Don't be afraid of following up. You get out there and just love on people. All right, love on them. If you want some more aromatherapy training on that oil, go pop over in the long form video, because I did quite a lot of aromatherapy training at the beginning of each of those videos. So some takeaways from this chapter. This is one chapter that I do really recommend you go watch the long video for. I don't make you do it for every single day of Unstuck Bootcamp, but this one, you got to know how to get people on ER. It's really important. If you don't nail Essential Rewards, you cannot build this business. It's not possible for you. Essential Rewards is your cornerstone. So getting people to see the lifestyle, that's the bedrock of your business. So my goal is to give you some language to take the fear out of ER when you're standing in front of somebody, because Essential Rewards is really the only way that you can rank successfully. Otherwise, you're going to be out there signing people like a madman. They're going to stay 0 in a year. They're going to drop off your team. And every single month you reset to 0 as if all your work never, ever, ever happened. So it's really important that you're training ER. I train ER in my very first class. The first time I see them, I tell them if they get their kit and they check out, they can never count their kit toward Essential Rewards points again. And I use all the language to just get them focused and honed in on Essential Rewards. And so I want you to consider a couple things. Let's do some ER mindset training for like 2 minutes. If you go into the class expecting somebody not to get on essential rewards, you have shot yourself in the foot. You're already peppering that class with doubt before you even start the class. If you buy oils for them, oh, hey, no problem at all, I'll just add that to my ER order this month. So you're getting the points and you're getting the free oils, but they're not actually ordering on their account. Then you're stealing their essential rewards points and you are stealing their free oils. If you allow them to buy one oil, just retail, instead of the entire kit, you are stealing their wholesale membership at 24% off. Why would you do that? You don't want to steal from them, right? And if you never train them on essential rewards, they never train the few people that they sign, their friends and their family, and they never get their oils for free. And now you've stolen their paycheck. So by not training them on this, Tracy Fleet is on the train tonight. She's one of my powerhouse platinums. I love that woman with my whole heart. But if you're not training yourself in some of this mindset stuff, you're literally taking their points, taking their free oils, taking their wholesale membership, taking their paycheck. Like, you got to go into the conversation with that in the front of your head, all right? So here's just a couple of quick tips for you for essential rewards, and then I'm going to really challenge you to put the time in on a Saturday morning when you're alone or a lazy Sunday afternoon and go watch the full form ER video, because there's so many good things in that video and so many leaders in Young Living that contributed to that video. I think about Kelly Underwood, who contributed some of her content, and we have multiple leaders that have poured into that chapter. So it's a very, very good chapter in Unstuck. So here's some things that I do. I'm just going to bullet point this for you, and then you can go through this chapter with a fine-tooth comb and highlight everything that you haven't tried yet, make little pencil notes in the margins, and get out there and try some of these ideas to help grow your ER base. All I can tell you is this is some of the stuff that I do in my classes. I'm utilizing the funnel with the Diamond Rising Deck cards. I'm training on Fearless from the get-go, right from when they get their starter kit. I'm opening the cover of this book, writing down their PIN, writing down their password, showing them how to log into their account, showing them how to generate a link so they can get their mom to get a kit and their best friend to get a kit. And by utilizing these tools, we took our ER from 27% to over 45% as a Diamond team. That's a big deal. Am I personally enrolled? Right now, my personally enrolled percentages are at 83%. So those are the people that I've sat down that I have personally signed to my team. So those are really, really strong numbers. So, but it comes down to sitting down next to them and listening to their needs, listening to what they want to learn about, filling out a contact me card so you know what they're interested in the oils world, and then training them on those things, showing them how to look things up, how to label read, how to have a discerning eye in their house, and opening their cabinets and doing the 3 cabinet challenge and doing the calendars that we've given you for thieves and for the oils for Fearless. We got one coming out for Ningxia and CBD very, very soon, running them through those scavenger hunts through their kits, because they're otherwise going to sit in the box. Are you one of the people where you got your starter kit and you didn't open it right away? Or you opened one oil, you smelled it, you're like, oh, that's really cool, and it sat in the bottom of a closet for a while? I was one of those people. I'm a diamond in Young Living, and I was one of those people. So the goal is to get them using the oils right away, emptying their oils and getting on and reordering more oils, right? Hashtag all the oils. So here's some things that I do when I'm actually in my class. Hannah says, my struggles with people who say the chemicals haven't gotten me sick yet. And I just tell them, hey, that's a really good question, Hannah. I appreciate that. I say, listen, every single thing that you eat, everything you put on your skin, everything you breathe in, it has a consequence. Whether you like to admit that or not, it has a consequence. The way that we feel is connected intimately with the things that our body has inside of it. And, your cells in your body are literally made up out of the food that you eat. So if you're out there chugging down Magnum bars and eating, frozen pizzas and TV dinners every night, that's what your cells are made out of. That's the fuel that you're giving them to run your body, to give you energy, to create new cells in your body. It's undeniable science. All right, your cells are made out of it. So if you're sitting there and you're spraying all these chemicals, you don't even know what that stuff is, and you're breathing all that stuff in, it's becoming part of your anatomy and part of your makeup. So whether they have connected the way that they feel, their energy levels, all of the things that come with good wellness, whether they've connected that with the products in their home or not, that's just part of education. That's part of the journey, Hannah. And so I would start by making sure they get all 4 classes. Get them plugged into 101 oils, 102 thieves, 103 Ningxia, 104 CBD. Something in those classes is going to hit them. Something is going to make them go, you know what, wait a second, I deal with that. I wonder if, let me go cross some of these things off the list. Let me just, have a little bit more of a critical eye on some of the things that I'm using, because maybe this is the answer I've been looking for. And so I would say start with education. Start with education and training. And I'm not going to promise you that every single person you talk to is going to get it. I mean, I have members in my family that still really, truly do not understand a clean living lifestyle, and they're miserable. Their health is terrible. And they're like, I don't need all that stuff. I'm going to die anyway. Everything around me is going to poison me. So why do I even try? And I'm just like, oh my word. You know what? You can control the things that are in your house, right? You can control it. Yeah, Hannah says, plant the seed and wait for it to grow. Exactly. You just seed drop, seed drop, seed drop, seed drop, and pray for conviction on their part. Because you know what? If we take this to a scriptural level, here's the deal. God calls our body in the Bible, he calls it a temple of the Holy Spirit. We are ordered to care for our body. And you know, some people say, okay, well, that means that I got to get to the gym a day or two a week, which is not a bad thing. Some people say, well, you know what? I'm filling my mind. I'm training my mind. I've got a good job. I'm doing good things. I treat people well. So therefore, that's really good. Well, I think that he means a little more than that. I think he means don't poison yourself so you can't do what you're called and created to do. If you're not out there doing what you're called and created to do, then why are you here? Right? Why are you here? Can't do it if you don't have your wellness. It's impossible. Or you're in bed. You don't feel good all the time. So I think there's a reason why he mandated to take care of the temple. And that includes what you eat. And I'm not saying you have to have a perfect diet and you can't have a little ice cream here and there and you can't have a little chocolate here and there and you can't, make some bad decisions. I don't think God never said in scripture you got to be perfect. What he said was to take care of the temple. And so everything in moderation, if you're out there doing things that you know are poisonous to the body over and over and over and over again, you got to know there's going to be a consequence for those choices. There's going to be, either right now or farther on down the road. So I would just challenge you to sit down and just keep educating out of love, keep dropping seeds to the people around you, and some people, it's amazing how quickly they get it and they turn around, and then other people, it's like you're dropping seeds and they just don't get it. And I would say kick the dust off your feet and talk to the people that'll listen, because there's 9 billion people on the earth. 9 billion, you got a lot of people to get out there and go talk to, especially through friends of friends, right? Which we just trained on a little bit earlier in boot camp. So here's a couple of more tips on essential rewards. When I'm in my classes, I love to show off the freebies for the month at 190, 250, and 300 PV. I actually build those into the PowerPoint. These places where I say, listen, this is the free stuff. Like, this is what you're going to get. Crystal, really, really good question. I'm working out while watching you. You're awesome. Lori says, I have many say it's too expensive. Lori, make it your goal that they get their product for free. How expensive is it if they get 2 people under them on ER and they're getting a paycheck that's $25 or $30 and their contribution is $20 to their 50 PV order? Suddenly it's not so hard for them if they've got people underneath them that are ordering. All I can tell you is I've never paid for my oils, ever. Never. I taught a class within the first month of my starter kit. I had 6 people sign up. My punk husband made me take my first paycheck and pay him back for my starter kit. And then every single oil, every single personal care product, every single thing in my kitchen, all my vitality oils, all my supplements, all the deodorant my kids use, all the things that we use have been free, either with my ER points or with the freebies on Essential Rewards or with my Young Living paycheck. So, make that happen for them. Make that happen for them, all right? That means when I turn this camera around and I say, that was free, that was free. And that was free, that was free. And those racks that I have in every room of my house were free. And all the cabinets and cabinets of supplements, free. So make it your personal goal to sign their circle and get people under them so they get a paycheck so it doesn't have to come out of their family's budget. And that argument is negated. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore, all right? That means that it falls on you. All right, it falls on you. Do I put those people under them or do they put it under them themselves? It just depends what level they're at, Lori. I won't teach for anybody unless they're spending 100 PV and they're on ER. If they're on ER and they're spending 100 PV, there's some product they get and they're excited about, and that's enough for me to tap into their friends' circles because I don't want them dropping off of ER. So if they are on Essential Rewards and spending 100 PV, I give them the sponsor and the enroller because I need an audience. I need to build legs. I need volume. I need OGV. I already see where this is going. I'm in it to win it. I'm going all the way to the end with Young Living. I'm not stopping until I'm Royal Crown Diamond 3 times over, right? I'm running and running and running and running. I don't need the paycheck. They need it so they stay on ER, right? So I will give them the sponsor and the enroller because I want them to get the paycheck so they keep ordering oils. That's what got me in was I kept getting the paycheck and then the paycheck kept growing and I didn't have to take it out of my family budget. I literally couldn't. take it out of my family budget. It wasn't possible for me to take it out of my family budget because I was living on $20 a week. So I could get a couple of vitality oils and then I'm really in trouble, right? Do we call Young Living to set up legs? No. Nope. What I want you to do is log into your virtual office, Dawn, and there's a button called Silver Bound right on your dashboard, right on the front page. And I want you to click on that button and I want you to look at how to structure. So it's the number that you give them when they're signing up for sponsor and enroller. All right. Whatever number you give them is where they're going to go in your organization. And if you need some training on this, let me show you. Should I teach classes for my downline? Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you go to oilabilityteam.com, let me show you a couple of resources on here that'll explain this because this isn't the content we're covering tonight, but I want you guys to have really good, solid content. So if you go to share and you go to game plan, if you click on Game Plan Bootcamp, there's 12 videos there, and it's going to show you exactly how to strategize your team. That's business training. Unstuck is skills training, okay? So click on Game Plan Bootcamp, and that's one resource. Because Silverbound is new, which is our new layout of legs and stuff in our organizations, I shot a video on Silverbound to explain you how to do it. So if you go to the Unstuck page, you'll see a video there called Silverbound Explained. All right, go ahead and click on that. And there's a whole training on how to structure your organizations based on the new system. All right. So both of those will be one. Peggy, that's the best part. Peggy, you watched the original boot camp. So a couple of other tips on ER, and then I'm gonna wrap this video up so that we can keep this really short for you. I want you to talk about what you save by being on Essential Rewards. So 24% wholesale discount after you got your starter kit, plus 10% off when you're placing your first Essential Rewards order, and then after 4 months, 20% off. All right, 20% plus 24% for your wholesale discount means within 4 months, your people on ER are getting 44% off retail. That's almost half off. That's crazy. And when they're on at 25 months, they're getting 49% off between their wholesale discount and their 25% on Essential Rewards. So that's awesome. And that doesn't include the free oils. So there's free oils, discounted shipping, discounted bundles like the Ningxia bundle and the Thieves bundle. So this month, all the free oils that they had in Young Living, it changes every single month. So I'm not going to hold them up because you'll think that's the promo for this month. But for this month, for us, for those that are watching live, it was $200 in oils that were free for $300 orders. So it's like, I'm going to hand you $300 and you're going to hand me back $200 right away in product that I was already going to order for myself. So that's crazy. Now with your 10% back, this is only right when you first start on ER, you get another 30 points, $30 in points. So you're getting $230 for spending $300. And that is really good math. Really good math. Another thing that I do in my classes is I talk about transfer buying. So they're going to have to get surface cleaner for their counters. They're going to have to get toilet bowl cleaner. They're going to have to get laundry soap anyway. Buy it from yourself. Buy it from yourself. Like if you had a store and you were selling shoes and then you started a network marketing company, or let's say you sell shoes and somebody across the street opens a store selling shoes. You're not going to walk over to their shoe store and buy their shoes. You're going to buy your own shoes, right, from yourself. So buy from yourself. It's called transfer buying. Another thing I do in my classes is I love to offer a little gift for getting on Essential Rewards right away. So I have a reference guide for people that get their starter kit at the class, but for people that get their starter kit and get on Essential Rewards, I love to give them a glass bottle to put their Thieves in. And I'll get the Thieves packets, the Thieves cleaning packets, and give them a cleaning packet with the glass bottle. And those are like $3, $4 on Amazon. It's not a heavy lift for you, but it's actually a really, really good gateway to get them on Essential Rewards right away because they see that they're getting more presents right before they walk out of the door. And it's how I signed up 99% of my people on Essential Rewards. Another thing that I do is I talk about the kit counting toward their purchase. So because it gives you a way to get them on Essential Rewards right at sign up. So many months, Young Living has got something free at that 100 PV level. And again, it changes every month. And it's not every single month, but this month it's a $40 bottle of Valor oil. That's crazy. Like you get your kit and your kit counts towards 100 PV toward Essential Rewards. If you get on ER right at sign up, and you're basically getting 40 of that 100 back right away because you're getting a $40 bottle of oil of Valor for this month. Now, the next time they do it, it's going to be something a little different, but that's pretty insane to get anything back, just for getting your starter kit is crazy. Even if you don't have your first ER order going through for the next month, still getting freebies is nuts. So those are some of the tips that I gift. Yeah, Dawn says I gift the reference app so they can do it on their cell phone. That's amazing. That's amazing. Peggy says, Marty says your energy is more contagious than the virus out there. That's awesome. Yeah, it is. It is. I'm really passionate about the lifestyle. Guys, all I can say is I was facing this way, 5.5 years ago, and now I'm facing this way. Like the things that I do to care for my family are so drastically different than what I did 5.5 years ago. And it all comes down to education, training and education, label reading, looking at the products that you're using, swapping things out, going room by room. And if you can start instilling that in your people right as they're beginning, right as they're starting, you're going to have lifelong Oilers, because you don't go back to using all of the stuff you were using before. When you get it out of your house, it's going to start giving you a headache. Those of you guys that walk down the Walmart aisle and start breathing some of those toxic chemical cleaners in, you're like, woo, after you swapped out and you're not using those ingredients anymore. So, take a deep breath and go into it thinking this person is going to get on Essential Rewards, all right? It is going to get on ER. Mary says, I don't know why I feel like I'm asking too much when I ask about ER. Just tell them, hey, I want you to get the freebies and I want your kit to count. Once you check out with that kit, I can never go back in and give you 100 PV credit toward Essential Rewards. I can never do that again. Like you're checked out. We can't go back tomorrow and fix your kit. Like we have to do that right now. So if there's any chance at all you want to get on ER, you really should do it when you sign up, because it's how you get the biggest benefit in Young Living. And my goal is to give you the biggest discount, the biggest benefit, the biggest blessing, the most free oils, the most freebies, the most points, the biggest discount, right? That's where my heart is for you. And so that's the place that you train from, all right? And I really hope this has helped with some of the mindset of Essential Rewards and just helping you process it. So homework, I want you to read chapter 40 in the Unstuck book right here. You can get this on Amazon. You can get it on Kindle. You don't have Unstuck yet? Dude, download it to Kindle tonight, which you can read off your cell phone. You don't need a Kindle device, and start reading it tonight. Go read the chapter just on ER tonight. The workbook is also up on Kindle. So, download that, grab a notebook and start chicken scratching in the notebook and work on the workbook for yourself. So I want you to train yourself in ER mindset and train your brain so you don't feel salesy. How would you feel if your grandma got thieves? Would you feel like you sold it to her? Or would you be relieved that she doesn't have stuff with dye and all this stuff on her counters? You'd feel a relief, right? You wouldn't be worried about how she's perceiving you. You want her using safe products. So that means that your motivation is fear when you're too scared to be able to talk to her. So make a transfer buying wish list in your homework assignment. This is really helpful and Fearless too. Don't train the starter kit, train the lifestyle, because that's what they need to know, and that's why I use Fearless. And then write down action steps, 8 action steps that you need to do to make your ER presentation in your classes seamless. And I've already built it into the PowerPoint, so it should be relatively easy for you guys to be able to share. All right, y'all, we are down to our last 2 days of boot camp, which is crazy. I can't believe you guys have made it all the way to the end here. So close. So your homework when we finish these last 2 days is go teach somebody. Go sit down and grab them and pull them through boot camp, because somebody on your team that has shared with one person, they need boot camp, right? They need to know how to take their business to the next level. And so I want you to take this at your own pace. If you need a couple extra days before you finish these last few days, it's okay. Read the book at your pace, do the worksheets at your pace, but when you're done, pull somebody else through, because they need the hope that's in Unstuck, all right? And I believe in you. I know you have this. We're almost at the very, very end of the videos, and then we'll be back to just Roundtable and the release of 103 Ningxia and 104 CBD. All of those buttons are about to go live. So I love you guys, and I'll see you for our action videos tomorrow night. Bye.